Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I'm going to share with you perspectives from multiple XRP chart analysts in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam, including one analyst who says that what's about to happen could absolutely push XRP into double digits. So that means $10 plus. And although I'll never make a price prediction, I have to say, I will not be surprised in the least if that occurs this market cycle. I mean, if we're going to have a proper alt season, we might look back on this and say that was actually a bit conservative. We'll find out together. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. I want to share with you, to kick things off, just a quick post here from Seth Golden, who is he's a hedge fund consultant and chief market strategist at Finum Group. And I just in recent months came across Seth Golden, and I gotta tell you, he's just a wealth of knowledge, and he just keeps spitting out data, and I just find it endlessly fascinating. Now, frequently it's about the stock market, broadly speaking, and the S&P 500, so on and so forth. But given that there is a very obvious, very real tie between the stock market and the crypto asset class, and given the fact that absolutely these asset classes move in tandem, it's very worth knowing what's happening here. On a macro scale, all of this matters. And so check out what he wrote here. Only one time in the history of the stock market have we ever been in a recession with market at an all-time high. That was 1929. It's safe to say that if you think we are in a recession now, as we speak, with the S&P 500 at an all-time high, you are a special person. Your parental units were right. Sick burn at the end there with that post. I like it. And so he's arguing, again, there was just one other moment, and it was leading to the Great Depression. We were in a recession, and there you go. The stock market was at an all-time high. So is this going to be the second one in history right now? You guys tell me, but if your answer is yes, he thinks that you might be a special person. There's also this post. I had to briefly mention this. This is from the Crypto Basic. Renowned market expert predicts XRP price for 2025 if Bitcoin hits $150,000 to $250,000. And I just got to tell you, this, I'm not even going to read the article. I'm going to show you the source material. They're sharing this post in the article from Ash Crypto with 1.1 million followers. I don't know in what world this could possibly make sense. And he's not even being like some hater here. I just respectfully question what he's citing here. So he's saying if Bitcoin hits $150,000 to $250,000, and then he's talking within the next 6 to 10 months, that would mean that XRP would hit $3 to $5. That's it. So $3, that's not even a new all-time high. And what is it gonna? It's gonna peak at $5, less than a twofold increase from the previous all-time high. I mean, unless he wants to in the future argue, oh, that's not the top, but I mean, he's citing 6 to 12 months here, or 6 to 10 months rather. Look, if we're gonna have that type of burst to the upside, I'm not making a price prediction because I'm not a chart guy. It would be disingenuous. I'm just sharing my gut reaction to this. And I'm just sitting here looking at this like in stunned amazement. You're telling me Bitcoin goes that high, which means that there would be so much money sloshing through the entire crypto space, and only a tiny little baby bit of a little bit of it trickles into XRP, enough to get it to maybe $3, maybe $5. I find that hard to believe, especially if Bitcoin gets up to $250,000. My God. The profits people will be taking, the amount that will be rotating into altcoins, including XRP, will be outrageous. Far greater than what we saw in 2021, I would suspect anyway. $3 to $5? My God. I mean, I keep thinking, when people say stuff like that, I just think back to ETH in 2017, hitting roughly $1,500, and then in 2021, hitting a new all-time high of something like $4,800. So a threefold increase, and that was last cycle when it hit that. And you're telling me that after all this time, 7 to 8 years later at that point, XRP could only do less than a 2x? I have a hard time swallowing that pill. There's going to be so much money floating through the space if we have Bitcoin at that level. It just doesn't compute to me. So we'll see what happens. Now, that's not... out of the analysts I follow, that's not... and he's not one that I actually, follow. I am aware of him, though. Out of the analysts that I follow, that is certainly not a majority opinion. I'll just say that. This makes much more sense to me. Here's a post from chart analyst eGray Crypto. It's an XRP USD chart. And he wrote, XRP Fib 1.618 holding strong. Did you know that the Fib 1.618 from the previous cycle is still holding us? Losing this Fib level on the monthly time frame would be catastrophic. But don't worry. Since 2017, XRP has just been retracing in macro wave 4, and we're in the process of setting up for a massive macro wave 5. That could push us into double digits. Now, okay, that does not sound crazy to me. Because again, XRP not hitting, not hitting quite $4 when it was at its all-time high in January of 2018. So, even if you're talking about a threefold increase from that, not crazy, you'd still be in that realm of somewhere around $10, would you not? So, if it doesn't happen, this market cycle, then that probably means we didn't have an alt season and the improbable thing happened. That would mean that everything just fell apart. Maybe we get a black swan event. Now, I'm not counting on that. I'm just saying, if this thing's going to go, and not that it would all go in one major burst. I mean, each of the last two cycles, as I frequently point out, had major bursts. Like, for instance, 2017, in the beginning part of the year, March or April, I want to say, XRP ran up 2017, moved sideways for half a year, then burst again in December 2017. And then in 2020, XRP had a major burst from 20-something cents up to over 80 cents. Then it had another major burst in April of the following year. So that's happened 2 cycles in a row. Maybe that's going to happen again here. But to think that it won't peak somewhere way, way, way higher, I mean, okay. I don't know for sure. I'm just telling you, just my honest gut reaction to this stuff. And also, like, seeing how other cryptocurrencies have been treated in times of wild speculation, to think that that type of human behavior doesn't apply to XRP is mentally insufficient. Like, you're not thinking through this. That doesn't make sense. Here we had a post from chart analyst The Great Matsby, and he wrote, unpopular opinion. XRP is quite possibly the Tesla of the 2010s of crypto. And I understand the point that he's making. There's a reason I wanted to highlight this too. So he's showing a Tesla price chart going way, 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 way back. And frankly, so it did kind of early on have a bit of a burst. But then for a long time, even if it was slightly trending up, it was mostly moving sideways before finally having a major burst up. And so you know, the reason I'm highlighting this is because I think there's at least one key takeaway that you can have from this, which is that you can have an asset. I understand we're talking about a stock and a cryptocurrency is a different type of asset, but what I'm telling you is humans can treat assets in such a way that there is a notable burst, and you can see it on the Tesla chart where I'm circling for those of you looking way, way, way back in the day. A lot of moving sideways, better part of a decade, but then a massive move to the upside. So to think that's impossible for a cryptocurrency is silly. Humans can treat things like this. And after a massive burst like XRP had, and then the SEC attack, I mean, is it that crazy to think it just needed to consolidate for a really long time? And is it crazy to think it wasn't going to hit a new all-time high because it was under attack from the SEC? I mean, it seems pretty reasonable to me to speculate that's exactly what happened. It's not crazy. I mean, here you can look at Tesla going back to basically the beginning of time. I mean, look at this, trading for a couple bucks in 2011. And then you do have a jump here. In 2013 it's more like 10, 11 bucks. And it kind of trends up. You can see that. And it kind of stays at that lower level until it finally rockets up. I mean, yeah, it gets up to like 15 bucks, whatever. But finally, when you start getting into 2019, early 2020, then it's like whoosh, rocket ship. And again, yes, I understand it's a stock. It's not a cryptocurrency. That's not the point. The point is humans can and have treated assets like this. You can have a big gap from a major move to another major move. In fact, you can have market cycles, as has happened with gold, that play out over a span of literally decades. That happens. And that's why I want you to know, just because XRP has been doing what it's been doing so long, it doesn't mean that it can't or won't eventually break substantially to the upside. That's the point I'm making. We also have this from chart analyst Dr. Magic. He says, guys, for the love of God, if you believe that Bitcoin will continue to outperform alts for your reasons in the next leg up, by all means go for it, but saying we can't have an alt season until Bitcoin has topped is just wrong. We already have done it in the past. Yeah, and so he's absolutely correct. I mean, the blockchain backer, I've heard him point out during the 2017 bull run, there were actually two distinct alt seasons. But here he has several examples. So he's showing Bitcoin going back to even before 2013. And then he's got Doge, ETH, and XRP here. And obviously, for that market cycle in 2017, Bitcoin did peak in late December of 2017. But when did altcoin XRP start taking off? Well, it was within the first few months. That's this first leg up here. And then it traded sideways for half a year, and then it had another one. But yeah, we did have individual alts taking off, and then something that you could reasonably call an alt season, even closer to halfway through the year. So we don't have to have Bitcoin hit a peak to see the fireworks. You can see coins take off. In fact, we have seen a handful of coins already take off, right? Even this market cycle. But you can have an actual major movements in actual alt seasons. You can see the beginnings of that before Bitcoin actually peaks. So it is a possibility. So the point he's making is absolutely correct. So I still think the best is yet ahead. In terms of what happens here, everybody's entitled to their perspective. I'm firmly in the camp of what is most probable, though I don't know for sure, is that XRP hits a new all-time high, enters price discovery, melts faces. In that order. I'm waiting for it, folks. I will wait however long I need to. I've been here almost 7 years, and I genuinely mean this. I am as patient now as I was on the first day. And that is what it takes to successfully invest for the long term. This is how I treat my investments when it comes to the stock market. And this is how I treat my investments. And it's the mentality I have when investing in crypto. Long term period. I don't get to choose when markets take off, but I'm going to be here for it. And I have been here for it for 7 years. And my net worth is notably higher than it would have been if I hadn't been here for 7 years. It's way higher. And still, we're about to, we haven't even had the alt season. That's the reason I'm so excited for this. And I firmly believe XRP is going to be a part of this. I'm counting on XRP to be a substantial result in a substantial amount of the profits that I personally take as this market heats up here. And I'm willing to bet that's true for many of you listening. So we need to see that happen. But if we are right, then, my gosh, it's just life could look a lot different inside of 12 months for a lot of people, including me. So, I mean, look, I'm just a regular dude here. I'm not saying that I'm rich. That's subjective anyway. I'm very happy with where I am financially. And even if I just let time do the heavy lifting on what I've already accumulated in life, I'm going to be fine. But this would be a different level. If this works, and I know that's so true for so many of you that have been here for years, and I hope we all get it. And I do think there's a really good chance that, for those of us that stick through this, there's so much opportunity here in crypto still, and specifically for XRP. That's my belief anyway. So I guess we're going to find out together if we're right, and if we're wrong, I guess it goes to zero, and then we can all have a cry party together. I'll host it. Everybody come over to my place. We'll all cry together. But I don't think that's what's most probable. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.